Hi everyone, my name is Kartik and my channel is about mental models. I hope you're enjoying my videos. If you are, then please subscribe to my channel, and as always, please like and share this video with everyone you know. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the selection and survival mental model. You may remember the self-preservation mental model. I did this video a while ago. If you haven't seen this, then please do watch this video. The link is in the description below. The concept of that mental model was pretty simple in that it was hardwired into all of us, that there is the strong sense of encouragement that all living things have to protect and sustain their own existence. This mental model, selection and survival, adds a layer on top of that one. So selection and survival is connected to self-preservation. So this mental model adds a layer on top of that one. Simply wanting to protect and sustain your existence is not enough. You need to take sort of action or actions either. So let's take an example. You've got a volcano, and that's you. If you have this volcano and it starts to erupt, and you are not fleeing away from that volcano, you're not fleeing away from, the lava running down, the smoke, the ash, you're not running away, you're not fleeing the scene, then the lava, the ash, the smoke, the whole sort of idea of sustaining your existence will become jeopardized. So you need to take some actions in order to stay alive in this scenario. So I'm going to call this example volcano. Now, this is a very, very basic example and a very, very basic premise. But the point I'm making here is that one needs to take action or actions, whichever way you want to call it. Now, actions are not simply about running away from a volcano. This is a very vivid and a visual example to get you to sort of be able to visualize what I'm talking about. Actions in reality are more about taking steps to ride the winds of change that life brings us. If you aren't able to do this, then you will fall short. It's pretty much a fact of life. If you think about changes like an erupting volcano, if you don't do something to adapt to that change, then you're going to be swallowed up by the volcano effectively. So when people fail to adapt to their environments and surroundings, they will be outpaced and outcompeted by others. And this premise of selection and survival, this is sort of being outpaced and being outcompeted, this sort of premise is not limited to humans. In business, in technology, in sort of science, what we see is improvement and advancement. Those that can't keep up or adapt as consumer demand evolves and technologies change will be left behind and become obsolete. Let's take the example of mobile phones. Not so long ago, the more buttons a mobile phone had, the better it was considered to be. But then smartphones completely changed that. Maybe one sort of home button at the bottom. And the companies that couldn't or didn't adapt to this new trend of smartphones with full-size screens and everything, they fell away to the competition. So this is sort of phones. Another example is cameras. Back in the 90s, photos needed to be developed. There was a film reel that you used to insert into a camera, and this was then, you took your photos, then you take the film reel out, and then you hand that into a shop who then developed the photos for you. When the first digital cameras came out, so let's call that analog, I'm not sure what the best word is, but then when the first digital cameras came out, so it went to digital cameras. When the first digital cameras came out, they were seen to be very expensive, and the quality of the photos was not so desirable. But it was a new technology, and people were, obviously, new technology, and they were buying into that sort of concept of new technology rather than the quality of the photos being vastly superior, let's say. But the companies that failed to see exponential growth in megapixel resolution, even though it was less than 1 megapixel at the time, it was very tiny, but it was showing an exponential growth. And then once you get past 1, then 1 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 6, then that curve really does, take off. But companies that fail to see that exponential growth at an even smaller stage did not adapt and were soon obsolete. And so that's what this is about, selection survival. That's what this is about. Our skills, knowledge, and ways of working and ways of thinking as well must constantly evolve. And those that adapt at the right time and in the right way thrive in the long run. There is the adage that change is the only constant, and this is very true in a world that ceases to stagnate. And just to add, it's not simply change, it's not just about sort of changing, it's not simply about change, it's also about the pace of change. Those who do adapt but are slow to adapt will be confined to the scrap heap or the volcano of life, let's call it, very quickly, in favour of those who understand the pace of change and keep on reinventing themselves with this pace. They're not sluggish, they get on with it, and they keep one step ahead of everyone else, I suppose. And this is the key learning: being flexible, being adaptable, being open to change. And only those who do not stop trying to stay one step ahead of the competition and everyone else, those are the ones who succeed. And that's what this mental model is about: selection and survival. So there you have it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please check out my earlier video on self-preservation flashing on screen here. I'm sure you will like that too. And I will see you in the next video with another mental model. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.